the bag work about of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? Y'all tuned in to the Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad up here in effect with me. It's been a minute. I got my man DJ right on the road touring right now. What's going on, Rat?
What's going on, man? It's the last show I'm gonna be in San Antonio, so it's gonna be a good one.
No doubt. Jace, what's good brother?
Oh man, one day closer. What's going on, man?
I see you ain't on your PMD joint today. I got you. What's going on, bro? JR.
What's up?
Things, everything. Nick, you look tired over there, good brother. You all right?
Man. I actually just got up from a nap, man. Old.
Yo, man. If you old, I don't know what the hell it's all good. And Vague, what's good, baby?
It's popping, yo.
Oh, man, everything is everything. Let's jump right into it now. I don't know if a lot of y'all out there used to watch wrestling. I was a big wrestling fan, bro. I ain't talking about The Rock and you smell something cooking. I'm talking about Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Four Horsemen, Road Warriors wrestling.
Steiner Brothers.
Bushwhackers.
Yeah, the Bushwhackers, the Von Erich family, and they Kerry, Kevin, and Mike, you know what I mean? But we used to always be little kids around my way, and we'd be like, man, I wish, NWA, Ric Flair would wrestle Hulk Hogan, or, all that different stuff put together. So it got me thinking about hip-hop albums that we wish got made. You know what I mean? And just albums that's like, man, you sit around with your crew and be like, man, I wish these two would make an album, or I wish they would have made an album, whatever. And then we're going to actually talk about, because one or two hip-hop albums that I always wish for that actually did get made. And I just want to see if anybody else got any joints like that. So let's get started, Rack. You on tour, so I want you to get you back on stage. What's one of your albums that you've always wanted, a hip-hop album that you always wanted to be made? And if you can, give the year. Like, it's the Primo Nas album. I don't even want that album right now.
No. I didn't even deal with that one.
Talk about when you would have wanted. So what's one of your joints, Rack?
All right, so this situation is a little weird, man. This album I'm going to pick out of my list. Man, I was looking forward to that DOC, the second album, but the car accident, man. I think the DOC, to this day, I still think he's one of the greatest artists that we just never got to see full potential, just based off of situations, circumstances, whatever you want to call it, man. That second album, you figure Dre was leaving the whole Ruthless camp, turning a whole new leaf. Man, imagine him on the Chronic. Like, real talk, let's say he was not Bootleg Lee Farnsworth. Or Bootleg Lee Farnsworth, whatever the hell his name was. Imagine he was on the Chronic spitting and it wasn't Snoop, it was Doc. Come on, man. So that's my first pick, man. I think about that often, man. When I listen to that album, I'm like, damn, this is supposed to be the Doc. It's supposed to be DOC doing this. No disrespect to Snoop, but the Doc was there first when it comes to proteges, when it comes for who Dre was fucking with outside of NWA. It was the DOC. It was the DOC, and cats got to know that.
And if the accident didn't happen, we might not have Snoop.
True that. But is that a good or a bad thing? Because I think the DOC, when it comes to straight lyrics, I think he's giving you that more than Snoop can give it to you. Now Snoop is nice. Snoop he got a flow to him. But if we talking pound for pound, word for word, bar for bar inside the white lines, there's no comparison. DOC was gangster, man. Come on, man. The formula? This dude walking around in a doctor's coat talking about this, the formula. I mean, come on, man. DOC, man. My bad.
Nah. I agree with you. And with the next question, man, if I got to do, this sounds messed up, but we used to be like, damn, my big have to die. Why could they shot Puff Car up? Like, you know what I mean? Between Snoop losing his voice and DOC losing his voice, I'm going to definitely throw Snoop under the bus in voice.
Yeah.
DLC, that joint was one of mine too, and I was just like, yo, I'm talking about a DLC album, 90, 91-ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Niggas for life type production.
Oh my God.
Imagine DLC over Deep Cover. You know what I mean? Again, like you said, don't get twisted. Snoop totally annihilated.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do.
No, this is no disrespect to Snoop. I'm just saying. DLC, I think that album would have been even more incredible.
I think so.
You know, the first album was Dre kind of still get used to producing and everything like that. I think this next album would have been him knowing everything like that. And like you said, right, just watching that joint the Deviant ones on HBO had me really, really thinking about DLC and, you know, just what he would have been.
It was sad to see that part, man.
Yeah, it's just crazy and how so ironic that they could put everything else back together on this dude except his voice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ironic that it went down like that. But shit, that was one of my joints too. So I feel you on that. Brother Jace, what you got for us tonight, man?
I'm gonna take it back like 98, 99. If we'd have got a commission album, I'd have been happy with that.
That's the only one I had.
Well, after what was it, Love the Dough and
the Dough,
His Finest, them two going back and forth, I would have definitely loved to have had a whole album with the two of them. Charlie Baltimore, Little C's. I mean, they would have been good Batman. I mean, good Robins and Catwomen, if you will. But a whole album of Big and J going back and forth, I'd have definitely looked forward to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me go ahead and erase that from my list.
Well, add on, JR.
The funny thing is I totally forgot about them, man. So it was Big J, Charlie Baltimore, and Lil C.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And Lance was in the picture, but from a standpoint of being in the background.
Yeah, like an executive or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. We shall see. JR, which one of yours? Now you the R&B. I got some R&B joints too.
Because he took my hip hop joints. I ain't got shit left.
And that was it, bro. You only had one album about a life that you wish got made.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there are many though when you think about it.
I guess I'll be taking up the whole show. I got a rap album. I'll be the odd man out tonight. I got a whole list. I got hip hop. I got some reggae albums I wish would have got made. So, all right. So Jay, you ain't got nothing else, bro? You just out?
Nah, I mean y'all go with the hip hop. I'm the R&B over here. So y'all go ahead. Go with that.
So you ain't got no R&B joints you wish?
Go ahead. Oh, all right. One I would have wanted to be made back in like 2002-ish. I would have wanted Mary and Raphael's D. I would have wanted that then because I mean the vibe that them two have, I think it would be dope. But now it's like nah. But I would have loved that back in 2002, 2003-ish. I'd have loved that. So if I would have got that, I would have been all right with it.
Now, you know, that's around the time I wasn't checking for your homegirl like that. But she did have that joint on the breakthrough that Sadiq produced. What was that? You On My Everything?
Yeah, that was on the breakthrough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was dope. That was one of the joints I did mess with on that album. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Kill. I appreciate you telling me that again. Go ahead.
I came on the right show.
You see?
I said I liked the joint and you snapped it on me. I liked it. It was.
But you put your disclaimer in and said, you know I want to check it for your girl. I know you said it. You said it. Van said it. Y'all all said it. I know what you said.
All right, already. Damn.
You grow up in Slow Bomb? Was y'all neighbors, man? Was y'all?
What you say when you said to me?
Go ahead.
I don't want no beef with JR. I'm gonna see him on set.
No beef.
I don't want that nigga trying to un me, so no spice.
Shit.
So Nick, what's your joint, man?
Me, you know, the Source. I think the Source magazine did like a Thelma and Louise cover with Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim. Mm-hmm. My version of Thelma and Louise was Lauryn Hill and Rod Dick. After the chemistry they had on the Cowboys joint, I wanted an album like 97-ish, like right following the score, I wanted a Thelma and Louise album from Rod Digger and Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
That's one that I kind of wanted back then.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That would have been insane. You get the raspy Digger. First name Rashida.
That would have been dope. That would have been dope. Bang, what you got for us, man?
I did have the commission, but this one, it was only because a lot of people were saying it. But like a Nas and AZ album or EP, just because they had like damn near every song they made together was always dope. So dudes used to feel like, damn, why don't they do an album together? Because you know, the Firm was just something else. It was a lot of people involved, but yeah, I wouldn't mind like at least an EP. I don't know about an album, but Nas and AZ maybe back around the Firm time. You know what I'm saying? Now I wouldn't really care about it because I mean they did enough songs together that when you put the songs together, it's like having an album anyway. But the shit is dope because I made a playlist of like everything they did together, including that newer joint or somewhat newer record, Serious. And when you playing that shit, you like, damn, how this didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? Because every record that they did together was so dope, and it was so different from you know what they were doing solo wise. You know, it was like when they would come back together, it felt like Life's a Bitch all over again without sounding like they were just retreading familiar ground. So yeah, Nas and AZ, maybe an EP instead of an album. I wouldn't mind that joint.
All right, now how many joints did they have out? I didn't know they had that many joints out.
They got
joints, man.
They got a couple because a lot of them appeared on AZ albums.
Yeah.
And then you got like the Flyers, and of course you got Life's a Bitch.
Yep.
And then Series was something that wasn't released. You got a couple of unreleased joints. Like they got a couple of them joints. So I made a mixtape or whatever out of it. I'll probably share it or something. But once I had made that like mixtape out of it, I was like, man, this shit good. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you make a playlist and it sounds off because maybe now that they're all together, some of the songs sound the same and all of that. But nah, man, it was so varied in the production and shit like that. Of course, you know, I put stuff like More Money, More Murder on there and shit, Phone Tap. You know, once you start adding them up, you like, yeah, this shit sound like an album. You know what I'm saying? With all this different production.
All right, no doubt. The first joint I got up tab, I always wanted the Biggie and Primo album, 95, 96. Just that's on some old 95 was Group Home, the stuff Primo was doing for Reasonable Doubt. It was written, Rap for My Math. I just think him and Big during that 95, 96 joint would have just made something stupid together. You know what I mean? Big was in his pocket, you know, coming off what they did with Unbelievable, going into, you know, Kicking the Door, then Crack Command. I just felt like those two in the jail right there. Yeah, would have made a dope joint. So that's the first joint I got.
Sure.
DJ, what you got next, bro?
Quick caveat: have y'all heard the Funk remix that Primo did?
The what?
The Funk remix Primo did.
Oh, the big joint, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah,
I love that shit. All right, so my next joint, man. Redman and the K Solo album. Nobody else. Just those two on a full album. I think they would have killed it. 98 time frame. I'm going after Muddy Waters.
Muddy Waters joint.
Yeah, I thought with that first single that they did for the Muddy Waters joint, the popularity of that, man, they should have. Yeah, they should have did an album together. K Solo was on that shit, so you can't lead a horse to water and make him drink.
Hey, you got a story, Veg?
Nah, I ain't got no story.
I love Veg stories. True hip hop stories in Vegas. I love that shit.
Nah, man, like me and Nick were talking about K Solo earlier today on Twitter.
Okay.
Yep. I will say this: that K Solo you're talking about, that nigga was really whack by then. Like,
yeah,
98. I was surprised, and it was like something was wrong with his voice or something, right? Remember he was on one.
He sounded a little hoarse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with him, if he was sick or anything. He did sound hoarse as shit though.
Yeah, that was around the time when it seemed like that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think DMX was already around.
Oh yeah, DMX. Nah, you already know that's Debo. K Solo wasn't coming around with X in the building. Motherfucking Debo. You hear that whistle? Doo doo. K Solo running for the doors. But yeah, that's my album, man.
All right, K Solo and Redman. All right, Jace, what you got next, bro?
I am. Oh, you said Jace or JR? My bad.
Nah, Jace.
My number 2, man. I would love to have seen another Black Star album produced primarily by Madlib and Dilla.
Ooh.
Those two, I think that those two, you got dope production, and they can both give you what you want, but they can go a little bit off the beaten path. And with that, and the lyrical ability and the character of the members of Black Star, I think you got a super dope album in the making. They've got production by both of them on their solo albums, and some of the stuff that they've done, it's been like, yo, who did this? Oh, he did it? Word? This don't. I mean, the production they've got from these guys is like, yo, this is super dope, but some of it's like I never would have expected them to do it. Some of it, you know, that it's definitely them, but that's my number 2.
Nah, it's funny. That's one of the joints I had too. Except I had High Tech and Dilla. I had High Tech and Dilla. I always liked the whole, just how they did the first EP with the whole, you know, you had Sean J. Perry, who was Most Def producer, High Tech, who was the live producer, them splitting the duties. I think Sean J. stopped making beat by then. So I just thought, you know, Dilla and Tech would have been a real dope, you know, joint. And I'm looking at 2001. I think the Black Star joint came out in 98.
Yeah,
so,
98.
Yeah, so that was a joint too. Nah, I feel you, bro. JR, what you got up next, man?
I wanted, honestly, me and my pops was talking about this before he passed. He was like, he would have wanted a big and R. Kelly best of both worlds first. Actually, he was like, he think that'd have been dope after like 95, 96 with them two. He said he think that would have been dope, and I was just thinking about it today, and I was like, I think that'd have been a dope album. So I would have thought that them two doing that, especially after You Be Happy, and you know, I think that would have been dope. So those two, that'd have been hot.
Yeah. Not to mention Fuck Up Through the Night. That was one of my favorite.
That would be crazy.
Like, yeah. Now here's a question: would he have tried to kidnap Big's daughter?
I ain't saying nothing.
Oh shit!
This was before we knew, though.
Okay. I mean, the nigga was
exactly.
We knew. Yeah, we knew. We just was blind.
We knew. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He was walking around.
That's what that was. Yeah.
All right. We gotta keep the kids safe, JR. You know I work with kids.
Oh, I understand. I got you. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Yo, to quote Louis Jamal, when it comes to R. Kelly, once you're in, you're in.
Jesus.
All right, now, Nick, what's your next joint, bro?
Mine, you said you wanted a big and Primo album, 95, 96 shit. I wanted another Gangstar album. Because it was like 4 years between Hard to Earn and Moment of Truth. I would have liked another one in 96, Gangstar.
Yeah.
Personally.
I did too.
Now, I feel it's funny. I got Gangstar too, but I got in between Moment of Truth and The Owner. So I was looking at like 2000, 2001-ish. I think The Owner came out like 2003. So I wanted another Gangstar album, but after, what did I say? What was the moment?
You said Moment of Truth and The Owners, yeah.
After Moment of Truth, I would have wanted it. So now I feel you on that. Veg, what you got next, bro?
Now I don't know if this was going to be like an album or a song or a project. I think it was supposed to be something that was being thought about, but Outkast and A Tribe Called Quest was supposed to do some shit together. I assumed it was a record, but Big Boy not too long ago, like around the time I guess when Fight Back, made it seem like it was more of a project where they were just going to mesh styles and do like this one big project. And The only reason why I would want that is because somehow I think, I don't even know what it would sound like, but because of the creative minds involved and how their styles are different but almost similar, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like you're taking like the Locks and putting them with somebody like, you know, Outkast, and then you're trying to mesh their rhyme style with some of the types of beats that Outkast would do. I felt like with Tribe, it would work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, of course, you know, obviously it never got a chance to happen. But that would have been something I would have been interested in seeing, you know, how it came out. I'm pretty sure it probably would have came out dope, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Q-Tip probably the only person that can get Dre to rap at this point.
Yeah, basically.
Yo, the funny thing, I don't know how that would have sounded though, man. But like when I heard that and everybody was hype, I was like, yeah, that's one of the ones I would have let pass me by right there, man. I don't know where. I guess if we talking after Midnight 4 Beats, Rhymes, and Life, because after that I feel like that's when Tribe. I felt like Tribe broke up, but they like a bad marriage. Like they broke up and just stayed together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Late. So they should have been got a divorce, but they just kept it going. But now I feel you. One of the joints I got next up, again, you know, Primo and Nas. I wanted a Primo and Nas album, 94, 95-ish, after Illmatic, before it was written. There ain't no Nas Escobar. It's still Nasty Nas. And Preem, again, in 94, Preem was doing Illmatic, Hard to Earn, Sunrise in the East, some of his best beats ever in that year. So I just would have loved to follow up the Illmatic. Like Veg said, maybe even an EP. But I remember this Scratch magazine back maybe 7-8 years ago talking about.
Yeah, they was working on it.
You know what I mean? It's like then I read another article when Nas did Life is Good, and it was like some BS about, well, Nas was going through a divorce, so he was just working with Swiss and Salam and No ID because they've been divorced. And I'm like, damn, nigga, just say you don't want an album with the nigga. Like, now we got to be all divorce producers. Like, I just feel like a lot of time it wouldn't even care. I just think that's a whack ass reason to say, I'm not making this album with Primo. You know, and then I think Preem said something like, we just waiting for Nas to finish up this last album with Def Jam to get out of that contract. And I'm like, dog, we've been waiting for this album for damn near 20 years. Like, so I just think a Nas Preem album would have been dope.
I don't want it at this point.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't even want
it. I think
it.
it never happened because I don't see like Def Jam putting that out. Just
No.
An album
With just Primo.
At this stage.
No, hell no.
Yeah, almost
not even like a decade ago. Like Primo wasn't Primo from the 90s at that point.
Nah, I agree with you. I almost felt like, and I mean, Ye said this in one of them joints where he was like, I always felt like Primo was the dude you went for that street banger, and I felt like Just Blaze kind of took that from him in the 2000s. Like anybody who wanted something street, it was like, all right, just go to Just. You know, it's up crazy. So, like, I agree with Nick 100%. I felt like by the 2000s, Preem dudes was still looking for him. But I think in a bit wider scheme of things, I felt like Ye kind of became the Pete Rock and Just Blaze kind of became Primo. And that's you went like Fat Joe could do an album, but then you still wanted to go to Just to get the Incredible, or Drake could do an album. You still want to go to Just to get that street thing. So, so I can't call that. But Rex, what's another one of your joints, big?
Man, I waited 7-8 years for this shit, man. Large Pro's first fucking album.
Yeah,
I swore when he said Queens represent by the album when I drop it, nigga, I put $20 to the side and didn't touch that shit. Like for real, yo. I was waiting on that album. And I think had we gotten the original album in its true format in that time frame, we will be talking about that album on a whole nother level, man. But hence, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't have no idea as to what happened. If y'all know, please fill me in because I'm upset about that shit to this day.
I mean,
he was on Geffen, right?
Yeah, he was on Geffen, and like hip hop was just changing. I remember the Roots because the Roots was on Geffen too at that time.
You know, he kept the Roots and Jizzy.
Right. And that album, hip hop was changing. So, that album is real boom bap. That's like SP 1200 boom bap.
All day.
96, 97, Bad Boy is popping. So
it was too late.
As a label, I think even if you're a marketing person, you'd be looking at that album like, yo, how is this going to compete with what's out right now? And then by the time it dropped, it just sounded dated. But like you said, if it would have came out when it was supposed to come out, I felt like it would have, because Mad Scientist was dope, Yep.
He had to join In the World with Pete on the soundtrack. I mean, like, had he said that line and had the album right behind it, like calculated, you know what I'm saying? Don't write it and not have it ready for motherfuckers, because people was like, okay, word, he said Queens represent by that when I drop it. Where's the album? That shit was crazy, man.
But there's some bangers on there. Cats out there haven't heard that joint, the LP. Very dope album. You just gotta put yourself in a 95 mindset.
Go buy a Bubble Goose, some Super Tims, and walk around the street for a little bit. You'll be all right.
Something while you out there on the block and you'll Chase, what you got up next, bro?
This next one could happen today. It could have happened 3-4 years ago, but I would really love to see a Black Thought album with J Period, a full-length album with J Period and Static Selector. Every time I hear this dude collaborate with either one of these men, it's something special. J Period on the mixtapes, Static Selector. The last joint I heard him on Static Selector was with the Imperial, but even before that, the joint he did with Joey Badass and Raekwon, he just blacked out. Don't get me wrong, I love the Roots. The last one, And Then You Shoot Your Cousin, wasn't one of my favorites. Lyrically, I think that he shines on whatever you put him in, but I would love to see him with J Period and Static Selector do a full-length album.
That's why people don't put him on their albums. They scared.
Yo, I tell you this, bro. Black Thought was one of mine too. I've never been a Static Selector fan. Like, I think he's cool. You know what I mean? But I wanted a Black Thought solo after Till Things Fall Apart, before Phrenology. And I wanted Quest to stay as far the fuck away from this project as possible. Because during that time, Quest was doing Voodoo with D'Angelo.
Yes.
So in the perfect time. I actually call my nickname for Questlove is Inspector Todd. Anyone watch Beverly Hills Cop will know who and Axel Foley was hiding from Inspector Todd.
Motherfucking snitch.
He like scooch under scooch down the car and act like me driving the car. That's how Thought should be. I want Thought to stay the fuck as far away from Inspector Todd as possible. And I wanted, at that time, we talking 2000-ish, I wanted all Jay Dilla, man. I wanted Thought just all over Jay Dilla during that time. Now, I mean, he already did Dynamite. The stuff that dude was coming out around that time would have been stupid. Thought killing it. But I am with Jace. I will always take a Black Thought solo, but I don't want no alternative shit. I want hip-hop. I want...
What happened with it? Because I went to Armand's and bought Wax that they pushed as like singles.
Well, what I was reading recently was that I think half of Phrenology wasn't solo out.
Yeah.
But something happened, and I think because Quest was off doing Voodoo, the label was like, "We gotta do something." And to be honest, I ain't mad at that because I ain't a big Phrenology dude. So
yeah, I didn't really get down with that joint either.
No, I'm good with that not being Thought solo album because I mean, outside of like Water and a couple of other joints on there, it was I wasn't a big fan of that album. So. Yeah. I would have been cool with that just being a Roots album or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Jason. Anytime I'll take a Thought album, but I want it to be all hip hop. Like I don't want Cody Chestnut. I don't want no. You know how to read music. I want niggas who just press pads all day in the studio. You can read music. You are not fighting. You keep your ass over there.
Instead if you can read music, I don't want you. Yo, instead if you don't read music, stay the fuck out the studio.
Go do something else. Go rock with Quest and them niggas. I want non-musical read niggas. That's my thing. JR, what you got up next, brother?
I wanted, actually, when it comes to R&B, I wanted some duets albums for real. Like, I wanted Honestly, if we could have got a full Stephanie Mills and Teddy Pendergrass album, I would have loved that. I'd have loved that. Like, after they did Feel the Fire and Two Hearts, I would have wanted 81, 82. I'd have loved the album from them. That would have been a dope duet album right there. So I wanted that.
You know, the funny thing is, bro, I don't know why they never really pushed duet album.
I don't know why. That's
like just
it sounded so good together though.
Yeah, it's like just throughout the history of music, they never did. Like, why didn't Marvin and Tammy have a duet album? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they had a whole album.
They got like 3 of them.
Oh, well, that's my bad. See, this is why I talked to him.
Oh, that's why he here.
Yeah, that's why you here. I ain't know. Yep. They are 21 telling me shit came out in the 70s. I ain't know. That's my ignorance. Hip hop is my bag. See, that's why I got you here.
Yep, all day.
Oh man.
But outside of them and the joint that like Shantae and Kenny Lattimore had out a minute ago, they really haven't been a lot of duet albums, right?
They got one. They got like Otis and Carla Thomas got one. They got who else got one? It's a few that I can't come off the top with it, but it's a few. I wish it would have been more. Like, I wish Luther and Martha Wash would have made one too. Like, that would have been dope. But it's just, I don't know if they push them. They don't push them like that. I don't know why.
It don't seem like it.
Yeah. So.
All right, no doubt. Nick, what you got up next, bro?
What was that group? World Renowned. They had like 2 singles. My man K Def was producing them. Real Live.
Yeah, Real Live. The Real Live album or the World Renowned?
No, the World Renowned. They had like the Let's Take a Ride joint. They had the How Nice I Am joint with the fight.
Talking about not like 9.5, 9.6?
Yeah. Y'all don't remember World Renowned?
I don't remember them.
We can skip
Vaguely.
I'm like,
all you Playboy.
I'm like,
you might just want to do that.
Nick over here, I'm like,
other than that, Scooter Hustler brother, Trigger the Gambler, he had the Def Jam deal. He had to join on the Nutty Professor soundtrack.
Yep.
Never did an album though.
Who can't go for that?
Yeah.
I would have loved the Smooth and Trigger album too, from Broken Land.
Oh my God, man.
I would have taken
that too.
That would
Brother My Ace. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that would have been stupid. Vague, no Smooth the Hustler stories, but what you got up next, man?
We want to hear them Big Daddy Kane stories.
You know what's crazy? I have one.
I know you do. I said no. The Hustler stories tonight.
I'm still laughing at the last one.
But you gotta let those happen. You know, it break up the monotony of just a list.
All right,
throw the story in there, then we move back to the list.
So tell me this. Nick wants to know, what's your Big Daddy Kane story, man?
I don't remember what I was getting ready to say in that last episode. It was related to whatever we were talking about.
All right, so I just gotta let you go with your stories and ruin hip hop history as
I can tell you that Smooth the Hustler one though.
Yeah, let's hear that one.
What's the Smooth story?
Alright, so in maybe 98, I was working during the summer in Brooklyn at this sneaker store called Sneaker Stadium, which is now Modell's, is right where the Barclay is. And because when there's a place that the hood typically shops, which is downtown Brooklyn, when it's like a new store, let alone a sneaker store, it's like everybody comes there. But because of the location, you would get a lot of celebrities coming through there a lot of times. And I remember, I was working the joint, and typically I worked the rollerblade section because them shits was expensive. If everybody worked the Jordans run out, I'm in the rollerblade running shoe section. So this one nigga comes walking up. Typically in a rollerblade section, you ain't seeing no black people over there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking like, yo, nigga, the Jordans over there. But then I looked and I was like, fucking Smooth the Hustler. And remind you, this is like 98, so his album had been out. And like you said, we wondering, when's the next joint and all of that. So, you know, I'm like, well, shit, nigga, you a hustler, right? Yo, what you need? And, you know, he was like, yeah, how much to Jordan? So, you know, my first thought is like, fuck you asking how much for, right? You a hustler, right? You're supposed to be asking you have any, you got money. Right? But long story short, he really bought some real bum ass cheap sneakers. He wasn't dressed like a bum, but I was just looking like, Smooth the Hustler. I ain't no wonder your fucking next album, man. Nigga, you ain't got no guap. I mean, I didn't expect to see, like, you know what I'm saying? My expectations were kind of high, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't look like a bum, you know what I'm saying? So I was looking like, oh, like, I'm looking at the other sales associates. Like, it's my mind, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know he got a little bit of paper. Man, that nigga bought some shit, some cheap shits and shit. I was just looking like, really? Like, they go over there with the fucking New Balance or whatever shit. So, yeah,
the profile money wasn't working.
True hip hop stories were vague, man.
Yes.
But you see what I was talking about, right? Like, I don't be looking for the shit. Smooth the Hustler just comes walking in my section. I'm like, oh shit, Smooth the Hustler. So yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's on you.
All right, so the album that I think, the big album on Rockefeller album that never happened.
Oh yeah,
man.
Because I feel like,
man,
see what happened with Cam. It was like, it was a whole, even though Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment is probably my favorite Cam album. He went from, you know, his album sounding cool to them just, that fucking production just blew his shit out the water. You know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking like, damn, if Big L would have had the opportunity to go over there and work with like a Kanye and a Just Blaze and shit. No disrespect to DITC. We already talked about that first album. That's y'all fault. But you know what I'm saying? I was rooting for Big L because I'm like, this dude is nice. There's no reason why he ain't talked about as one of the dopest dudes doing it.
Motherfucking right.
And now, yeah, exactly. Now he has the opportunity, being on this kind of label, and then, you know, obviously he passed away. He was murdered. So, but that was one album that I like when I heard like, yo, Big L signed to Rockefeller. I couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? Because I just knew it was gonna be ill. And him and Jay-Z, you know, at that time, as opposed to when they first teamed up, that fucking song would have probably been bananas. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Big L and Rockefeller.
All right, no doubt. One of the joints I got is I wanted another Outkast album, but I wanted it 2001 to 2002. So it's after Stankonia, a 4-speaker box, Love Below. Dre is still rhyming. Niggas is still hungry. Vague sent me the Dre article with him looking like Dre and Tree Torrance. So yeah, Dre with a passion is still there, and he still wants to rhyme and everything like that. I felt like an Outkast album, like I said, that after Stankonia, a 4-speaker box, Love Below. I felt like that would have been a dope album to have. Just one more up in there for you, because I ain't gonna hold you. I don't need one other album. Yeah, so Dre told me
they don't need it.
They don't need it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, it don't even hurt my feelings no more, where it's like, ain't gonna be no more Outkast. That shit sailed a long time ago, man. I commend people who stay with the shit, because I got people who still waiting for that J Electronica, and I'm like, well, y'all keep on waiting. I'm alive for all the rest of us, but I think it done sail, so, you know, so that's my joint. Rack, what you got any more?
Yeah, shit, yeah. Got a whole fucking bunch. So one of the joints I got, man, that I would have loved to see was a Dilla Pete Rock album in the way that they did the Madlib, or not Mad, the Madlib Dilla joint. We all know that Dilla loved Pete Rock, and Pete Rock, you know, felt the same as far as just, you know, respecting what Dilla was doing, and they worked together at that time. So I would have loved to hear a Pete Rock Dilla album. I'm sure they could have found a label to get it on, whether it would have been BBC or whatever. Stone's Throw. I mean, somebody would have been able to do that. I think they would have been able to find the time to do it or made the time just based off of who they were at the time. Dilla, was bubbling. Pete Rock, he was bubbling, but he was kind of, he wasn't there. And I think that would have helped Pete, in a sense to where his name would have been ringing out. But that would have been a crazy album in my opinion, man. I think that shit would have went crazy.
Yeah, that's dope. I never even thought about that album.
Yeah,
Mad Lib, having Dilla rhyme over Pete beats.
Yeah, that shit would have been crazy, man. Think about that.
Yeah, that would have been stupid. That would have been stupid. Jace, what you got up next, man?
Can I give you a 2-for-1 real quick? Or we?
Knock yourself.
You said what?
I said, yeah, knock yourself out. Give us a 2-for-1.
Oh man, I would love to have a Knots compilation album. Let him pick 10 artists and just go in and have them black the fuck out, man. Knots' production is bonkers. I would love to see like a Jamila presents. I would love to see a Knots presents.
Yeah.
And then to take it back to like 2000, 2001. I just thought about this one song that D'Angelo did with Lauryn Hill. And a lot of people will probably wonder, well, why didn't Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo ever do like a duet album? I would have preferred to have seen a duet album with Amel LaRue and D'Angelo like around 2000, 2001. After Infinite Possibilities came out, Voodoo came out,
Nice.
I would have no confidence with them to collaborate.
Yeah.
All right. Jace trying to drop the mic tonight.
Yeah. Rohan Marley shut that down, Jace. Trust me. Rohan Marley said, "No ting of me, man. This is my ting, man."
Nah, that's dope. And I want to say, did Knots have like out of production album? Like
He did. He did a joint with the DMP, but it didn't really pick up too well. But it's still a fucking banger. That shit, man. If I can find it, I'll push it to y'all. But I got to dig out for it somewhere. It's somewhere in my collection. But he did do a album in that sense.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, Knots, especially Royce. I love when Royce and Knots link up. You know, sort of album joint.
Or any joint that he's done with Busta.
Yes. Have you been listening to this motherfucker's Instagram not to get offside?
Sure. Every day.
It's like Kill said this shit about 6 months ago. That motherfucker makes me mad. Like, real talk.
Yeah.
He makes me mad. I listen to this motherfucker shit and I be mad.
You see, the hard part is and I learned this a long time ago, this is why it's hard for regular producers like us to not to say to make stuff like that, but where I gotta go to work every day, bro. I don't like Knots. I'm sure has the time to just. I'm like, yo, how does this nigga make like 50 beats a day? Because that nigga don't gotta go to work. You know?
Yeah. He make 50 bangers.
Yeah. I mean, so man, if anybody I would have to give that next nigga like behind Dilla too, like now it's Knots, man. It's Knots. It's Knots to me, man. It's not even close. I can't think. Maybe Alchemist is still
dope.
But
yeah, Alchemist. That's all he do. Get high and make beats.
Yeah.
So real quick on the Knots joint, it looks like he did a compilation album.
Yep.
In 2016 that had
he did another one.
They Smoke DZA, Styles P, a couple of people on it.
What's the name?
It's called The Achievement Circa 82.
Thank you.
Too easy. I'm sure Jason and myself will have that by midnight.
No doubt, JR. Which one your next one, bro?
I actually want Avant and Kiki to make one.
Nah, man.
Thank you, babe. Man, listen. No. Hell no.
Like I know R.
no.
Kelly kidnapping chicks, but when he said Kiki yelling stop, I was right with him. Like, yeah, man, chill with the fucking yelling singing. Now, Avant, I like Avant. Wait, hold up, I got a question. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But it's funny, but I found out I wasn't the only one that was thinking this shit. Is Avant blind? Because when you first saw this nigga face, tell me you wasn't looking like, look with his eyes, like, tell me you wasn't. Now, at first I thought it was me, so I was like, well, I ain't gonna say shit. Because then I don't want people like, damn, yeah, he blind, nigga. That's insensitive. But
Yo, for real.
somebody confirmed.
Oh shit.
Yo, like you don't notice his eyes how they look. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Go
man.
back and look at some of that shit, then you'll be looking like, damn, is he? Like,
My nigga Veg said that Avant think me looking like think me now.
is he blind or low?
Is you blind, nigga? Yes, I am. You got a problem with that, nigga?
That's not the reason why.
Yo, don't make me go back and watch videos.
Shit.
Hit watch, JR. You gonna go back and watch the video and be like, damn, I think you're right. Like, why the fuck?
The only person I can think about is with the messed up eyes is music. That's all. I'll be like, keep your glasses on. Like that's all. I'm like, keep your glasses on. That's the only one I'm thinking about. I ain't know about Avant though.
Yeah, because if you look at like when Stevie Wonder takes off his glasses, well, it's not necessarily his eyes. It's the fact that, you know, he's not accustomed to using them to look around. So it looks a certain way. And when I first saw Avant, you know, he always had shades on.
Right.
But then he did like a video with them shits off, and I was like, oh. And my man was like, he ain't blind, nigga. I'm like, something wrong, nigga. Something wrong. Like, got fucking 10% vision or something. He's either blind or that, nigga.
Oh my god.
No.
Alright, so we got Kiki Avant. We got his Avant blind. I don't think he's blind because I think they would have marketed the shit out of that. No.
Oh yeah.
Yo, petty, yo.
It's like, yo, JR, this is the time like when Kay said Anita Baker was deaf.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Hold up. Sidebar. Who the fuck said that?
They said, is she deaf?
One of my homegirls.
When Anita Baker said she sounds like she's deaf.
Like she's tone deaf or just deaf?
Deaf,
Oh,
period.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I never thought that shit though. But I never thought about that. Like, what?
Fucking vague, man.
Hiding the
Vegas.
handicap in plain sight and shit.
Oh my gosh. All right. Nick, what you got up next, man? Anybody with any handicaps on your list? You done?
I don't got no more.
Oh shit.
All right. Vague, what you got, man?
Now this was a wait. You did say we were gonna do like stuff that we wanted, and if we actually got it and how we felt about it.
Yeah, that's where I was on that.
All right. Well, I got one last one for stuff that never happened, and I think this was a rumor. But when I started to think more about it, I kind of wanted to hear it, and that was when people were saying like Q-Tip, Nas, and Common was supposed to have an album together or some kind of super group or something. What I guess Tip doing the bulk of the production.
That don't surprise me.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe the first time I heard that was before Nas and Common had collaborated, and I always felt like those two, as far as songs, would, you know, they would make some dope records, just because they were kind of similar, but they were different enough where you wouldn't feel like, you know, it's monotonous and you kind of hearing the same shit. And especially once they did a song together, the Ghetto Dreams joints, I was like, well, shit, yeah, they could do something together. But, you know, I think that was a rumor, but once I heard it, it piqued my interest.
No doubt. I think that would have been dope too. I would have wanted to take a John Davis Q-Tip, then a Kamal.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Big difference.
Nah, that's it. Kill's right, man. Because when he became Kamal, that motherfucker went.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I would have taken Common Sense and a John Davis, you know, collab album. But I don't want Kamal and Coach Erica, Common and Tip. I don't know what that'd be like. Amplified meets Electric Circus. nuclear bargain bin at Tower Records, because that would have been. You got a tip wearing a fucking fur, Common with a damn sweater with no arms. It would have been, it would have been. Yeah, but nah, I feel you. Some of the other joints I got to run them down. I got a Black Moon.
Oh,
around 95. Around 95ish, after End of the Stage, probably right after The Shining, because I felt like the beat miners really got in a pocket on The Shining. So I felt like if before that Helter Skelter would have came out, if we would have got another Black Moon album produced by the beat miners, been stupid. Another PCL album. I wanted to follow up to the Main Ingredient around 96. I think Main Ingredient came out 94, so yeah, like 2 years later, 96. Some of them I beats may have made it, you know, maybe those Survivor beats would have made it. Eclipse album, 2008, Post Hell Half No Fury. Pre-Pusha solo album, of course, produced by the Neptunes. I just don't think those two can ever go wrong in my eyes. Always wanted the Brand Nubians, Post One for All, Pre and God We Trust with all three of them.
Yes. You know I had that written down and I took it off for something different I got here.
I always thought that Puba, you know, again, a lot of these albums, you gotta remember, some of these people, like the first Tribe album, they was teenagers making this music. You know what I mean? So a lot of times people was just getting into their pocket. I just felt like, you know, we would have had just like an incredible album. I mean, Pooh on, you know, Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down. Like, I just think that album would have been dope. And then my last joint was a Slick Rick, Post Great Adventures, which came out in '88. If he didn't get locked up, or The Rule Is Back. Because keep in mind, Russell had to bail him out just to hurry up and make the Rule Is Back album.
He was mad about that shit.
Yeah, if Rick never got into any legal trouble and he was just able to just record an album after The Great Adventures, I think that would have been crazy. On my R&B tip, I got an Aaliyah album, 98, 99, all produced by Timbaland. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Timbaland. That's that Are You Somebody? Yeah, so think about how shit was knocking.
Yeah.
That joint, I would have wanted a D'Angelo 98 follow up to Brown Sugar, not no 4 or 5 years between him and Voodoo.
I was going to say that. Yep.
Could have knocked out some of them Chico DeBarge niggas in the mouth. We went for that D'Angelo lane. Like, that's what that shit is in the music industry. It's like, oh, we gonna go for that D'Angelo lane right now. And
because ain't nobody feeling it.
Ain't nobody feeling it. I would have wanted the Lauryn Hill 98. I would have even took a double album. You could have done the Miseducation, one side R&B, one side all hip hop. But I always wanted to hear Lauryn spit during those 98 years. You know what I mean?
I could dig that. I
felt like that may have been a dope double album. That may have been the first dope double album, because she could still came with the Miseducation as is, but if she didn't flip it and went with some hip hop too, and I would have wanted the Jodeci 98 after, you know, the show, the after party, the hotel. You know, I think that would have been a dope album too, instead of making us wait 15 years for that. Now, Brett, do you have any albums that were made that you wish for that actually got made?
Oh, well I just thought of one.
Oh, my bad, Nick.
Go ahead, Nick.
I just thought on, like, after the Beatnuts did the self-titled LP, I would have liked to hear them produce a Tribe album. Fuck Beats, Rhymes, and Life. That
the
Midnight Marauders.
That would have been fucking retarded. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
Carry on, my bad.
You're good. So hold up, Kill. What was your question?
Well, hold on, because I want to say something to Nick. It's funny you said that, because, you know, I got my Why Beats Rhymes and Life Sucked article on my site. One of the things that I was saying is that, imagine if we didn't get Beats Rhymes and Life, but imagine all those beats that Q-Tip gave away. If that would have been Tribe's next album. So we got Tribe rhyming over Brooklyn Dodge.
And the fire. Forget about the fire. Don't forget about that fire.
Right. We got Tribe rhyming over the Get Down Craig Mack remix. We got Tribe rhyming over Drink Away the Pain.
Yeah.
You know, my beat, you know, instead of the joints we got. You know what I mean? So I think that would have been You know, and that's what I mean. Between John Davis, all those beats I'm naming with John Davis.
John Davis.
You know what I'm saying?
He's right. He's right. That's John Davis.
So I like the John Davis tip because those were the bangers. But Brett, what I was saying is, were there any of these albums that we're naming or that you thought of or that you wished for that actually did come true and come to fruition?
No. The only album I did have, I wanted a Smith and Wesson album as opposed to a Cocoa Brothers album. I think when they got hit with the suit or whatever, when they got sued for using the name Smith and Wesson, I think that took some of the lore and the grittiness from them. Because that Cocoa Brothers album, that shit didn't reach all the way. That shit was trash. Nah, that shit was trash.
Yeah, but the other thing,
that shit was trash. And I love Smith and Wesson, but no. To answer your question, Kill, no album that anyone has said or that I've said has actually come to fruition.
Now I will say this on that Cocoa Brother album, we may need to do a show about '97 because '97 is a real intricate year for hip hop.
It was a fucked up year.
That was the year, but that may be the year of the letdowns for me. Like that letdown.
Yes.
I remember getting Mike Geronimo's album, second album.
Oh man.
I remember
did one of your numbers.
I remember getting the Cocoa Brothers album, being let down. Getting Jay's second album, half of it was good, half of it with Blackstreet and Foxy and Babyface. It was a letdown. Like, that was the year of the letdown for me. Was
97 was a big year transition though, because that was began to divide of the haves and the have-nots. So everybody's still trying to
right.
That was bad boy right there.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
I don't know if it was early letdown or more or less a transition.
Have-nots.
Nah, I'm with you.
Puffy, Shiny, the whole line, and you got a whole people trying to adapt to the market because everything is changing then.
Right. When you see Timbo rocking Mike Geronimo in the shiny suit, you know it's a fucking problem.
Yo, Puffy did production on that album.
With the lead singer.
I know. I hated that fucking song. That shit still sticks in my head. That shit was whack. It was trash.
I was like, what is Mike doing?
Nothing.
I think he'll nothing in Queens.
That nigga drive Uber.
Hey. I ain't making no fun of nobody because like Trent said, if it wasn't for hip hop, I'd be robbing you right now. As good as somebody who off the corner, if he doing Uber, salute the mic. He gave me one good
I salute him, but come on, man. How you gonna have yourself, Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and DMX on a song on your album, and the next shit you come out with, you motherfucking don't nothing move but the money with fucking the shiny suit and Tim's on.
Bro, the music business.
It's like
bad niggas reaching, boy.
But here's the thing, it's like Jay said, times were changing, so people had to adapt to those changes. It was the same thing in hip hop. We've always gone through it. Back in the '80s, hip hop slow jam. Everybody had to have a hip hop slow jam. You know,
hip hop house song.
Then we had the hip hop house. Everybody had to have the hip hop house song. Then times are always changing. It just started to change to a point where it just moved where you just didn't have a song. You had to start making albums. You know, so I mean, again, it's easy. I always say it's easy for me to say, hey, I wouldn't have done that. But I don't know how much money Blunt put in front of Mike. I wouldn't assume a lot because Blunt TNT wasn't. No,
hell no.
But
not at all.
I mean, at the end of the day, if this your livelihood and that's how you try to make money, you know, again, you know, it's easy for us to say on the other side of the fence what we would and wouldn't do and everything like that. But you know,
you would have made that video here.
I don't, bruh. Here's the thing. I'm being honest with you, man. Yeah, I would have. Maybe if I remember Mike Geronimo and his girl Milky was on this episode of MTV. And they just brought a crib. Well, I don't know if they brought it or was renting. They just got a crib in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I don't know if bills had to be paid, man. I'll tell you this. If Naomi need to go pay to go to school and they need me to do a video with a shiny suit, I'd do the goddamn shiny suit. You know
you in boots. I can see you in boots with a shiny suit.
In boots. I had a video with a Yorkie in my lap, like, you know what I mean? At the nay-nay, man. I can do what you gotta do. You know, and that's the bad part. Here's the wild part. Now, I don't want to get on those soapbox, but here's the wild part. We'll look down at the dude who sells out, but we don't look down at the drug dealer on the corner.
I didn't say I didn't.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general as society, it's like we'll look down on the dude who sold out the hip hop culture more than we look at the dude who's fucking up our neighbor. You know what I mean? So, and that's the fucked up part of the game is that, and that's how I've always looked at it. Like, look, man, if you gotta do what you gotta do to stay out these streets, I may be able to say a little bit more. I got a degree. Some of these rappers, dog, I work with these kids. These niggas can't read. These niggas ain't got GED. So if the only choice is you doing some sellout shit or you robbing somebody, go do the sellout shit all day because those are the only two choices you got. You know what I mean? So we ain't talking about the most educated. This is like athletes. We ain't talking about the most educated people in the world, with 5 to 6 degrees and got a resume and everything. I got 11th and 12th graders reading on the second grade level. Like real talk.
I know you do.
So that's the thing. So that's why I think I'm a little more open to it. Like, yo, dog, if that's what you gotta do, and we say it like it's selling your soul, but selling your soul, staying out there selling drugs, robbing niggas, doing all this other shit. If you do a song with Puff, I don't know if that's selling your soul. You know what I mean? That may be the bills paid, but I digress, which is a word I got from Vegas from our second album. We're trying to work right now. No, I digress. But the only joint I got.
Hey, hold up. You know the name of that song, right?
My memory. What's the name of the song?
Haters Anthem.
Haters
so,
Anthem.
There's somebody who's looking like, well, yeah, it sounds like some hater shit you just said before you said I digress. Oh yeah, I digress.
Yeah. Y'all don't know. People be getting at me on Twitter like, yo, your man Vague funny as shit, man. I'm like, yo, he's a stand-up comedian, man. Check your improv.
Yo, that's my retweets have me in stitches, man. When I get to check my phone, my retweets with Vague have me in stitches.
Check your local improv listings. He's coming to a city near you. But the only album that I got that was something I always wanted that actually got made was the Prime album. Like ever since I heard Royce and Primo with Boom back, I think that was 99.
That was 99, 2000.
These two gotta make an album. These two gotta make an album. I actually made a mixtape before the Prime album called Anticipation, like Vague did for AZ and Nas, where you just put so many of their joints together, and kind of just made a mixtape leading up to the Prime album. And I know a lot of people didn't feel the Prime album. I love it. I still bang it. I still bang it.
Who does not like the Prime album?
Oh, I know a lot of people who this.
To me, that was the first time Premier was like on point in a long time.
15 fucking years.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: they working on Prime too, but here's the other caveat to that joint. Preem was sampling all Adrian Young shit. Now, for people out there who don't know Adrian Young's catalog, it's almost impossible to make whack beats if you sampling Adrian Young, because he just has so much dope. So you can literally just put on an Adrian Young album, don't even add drums, just loop it and have. So it's very hard to fuck that up. You know what I mean? So
all I need to do is watch the what was the joint that came out on Netflix last year that broke fucking Netflix? The superhero cuz.
What?
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. He scored it. He scored it.
Yeah. So that's my only thing. That is very hard to go wrong with those samples. Because that is the best I've heard Primo with a body work in a long time. Especially when you compare that to some of the other stuff that he had floating around at that same time. That wasn't on the same level as that Prime joint. But yeah, I like the Prime joint. I still listen to it. I think Royce was in the zone. I think Royce was just, my favorite joint on there is if she be an A cup, make a fucking a bra. I'm like, that's totally quotable. That's like something you should just put up on your wall in your bedroom or something like. Put that on your bedroom wall, because I'm like, that you can't get much more ignorant than that. Like,
that's an ignorant nigga. That's an ignorant nigga, and I appreciate his ignorance.
Like you got authority, and you like, nah, don't take off your shirt. Just keep it on. Like, it don't even matter, So that was the only joint I got. But does anybody else out there have a joint that they wanted to get made that actually did get made? And what did y'all think of it?
I got a couple.
Man, what you
and like you said, it was a couple of joints that there was a point where you didn't know whether or not it was going to get made. One being the Tribe album we got recently.
Yes.
and I was completely satisfied with it, based off the simple fact, and I think we talked about this, was that, I didn't want it to sound old. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it to sound like something that was old, but I didn't want them to start to like cater to a younger sound and not sound like themselves. And I feel like what they were able to do with the production was like perfect. It was old, but it was new. You know what I'm saying? Jerobi didn't sound bad to me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it sounded good.
It worked. You know what I'm saying? Even with whatever they had to do with Fife, it just worked. So it was like perfect. I don't want anything after that. Like, it's just like, yo, that was it. That's what I was.
Perfect way to shut it down.
Yo, hey, can I ask a question? I just saw something online the other day that Tribe is doing their last show in New York. Ain't this Tribe's 80th last show in New York?
Right.
Tribe is doing their absolute. This is it. We're dead serious this time. Like, we are doing because I swear they did that in the show. They had Shorty come out with the Midnight Marauders stuff, pet body paint on.
They was on Kanye tour.
That was supposed to be the last time they performed in New York. Now I see something else where they're like, no, this is the last. That drives me crazy, dog. Because
what they doing.
I mean, yeah,
they're milking the fuck out that shit. They're milking it.
It's like, yo, stop with this is the last time we gonna perform in New York. Like, and here's my thing: I'm not going next time because you lied to me. Like, you lied to me. I'll watch the shit on pay-per-view. Somebody gonna tape it, put it on Instagram. You're not getting my money because you keep lying to me. Like, nah.
Yeah.
They retired after the Black Album. That Black Album was supposed to be his last concert. Now we got the 444 concert. Like, nah, man, I'm not doing it. But keep going.
All right. Another one was D'Angelo. I mean,
I
never let
my list too.
All right, no matter what happened to him, I was just like, all right, he'll get off the drugs, and he'll lose the weight, he'll get back into it.
And he did that.
When he came out with that album, man, I didn't know what to expect, but I loved it because when you look at Brown Sugar, you look at Voodoo, and then you look at the joint with the Vanguard, what is it, Black Messiah?
Yeah.
None of them joints sound the same. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it was perfect. I listened to that shit for like a year and a half straight. I still do every weekend because that shit was just I went to see him.
That's what's up.
I don't really do shows like that. I went to see him. Fucking show was on point. He did the whole album. He did a remix of Brown Sugar that's not even some shit that's out that sound crazy. So, that was one of those things where, you waited all these years hoping. And again, like with Tribe, he just gave you what you wanted. Another one was right before Maxwell did Black Summer Night. Is that Black Nights or whatever? Not the last one, but the first one when he kind of came back after being gone for a long time. Because I felt like there was a point in time where it felt like Neo Soul was like completely dead. And honestly, between him, Erica, and D'Angelo, those were the ones I was like, I don't give a shit when it come out or whatever, I'm gonna buy it. So when Maxwell came out with that joint with Pretty Wings as a single, I was just like, yeah, this is what we was waiting for, you know what I'm saying? I believe Sade came back that same year also. I got 5 more, but I'll make it quick. Def Squad. I wanted that shit for the longest time, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't very happy with it.
That shit was trash. That shit was hot garbage.
I'm like, Redman, Keith Murray, Eric Sermon, this shit can't be whack.
It was.
But it just, somehow it didn't meet my expectations completely because, I don't know, I guess it was almost too late.
It was too late. It was too late.
For when we really needed it. When I first heard about Busta Rhymes and Q-Tip doing something together, I was like, well, shit, that might be kind of crazy because that Pass the Torch shit was nuts on Busta Rhymes' album. But it was a fucking mixtape, and they had like one good joint. I think it was the I Want to Thank You joint.
Yeah. That shit's fucking banging. I love that.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, but it wasn't that great. This one really hurt. Boot Camp Click compilation album.
Really, man.
From all the people.
That shit.
How is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Vague.
they were hitting on, and like, you had the Black Moon shit. You had the Black Moon joint that was classic. You had the Smith & Wesson, Helter Skelter, even OGC, and it was like, all right, compilation.
That's when you knew the second wave wasn't gonna be hot.
Vague, you see what I got in my hand, right?
Yeah, that's what I never bought that shit, by the way.
Another thing, the thing with that, I think it was, I never understood what happened, but the beat miners and them had some type of falling out. You know,
they did.
They started trying to do their own beats. Now I think this is around the time they probably was trying to get stingy with the sampling clearance. They wasn't trying to sample, and because it's really just the production. I mean, if you probably take half of them same rhymes off of them beats and put them on some beat miners, some boom bap, it probably would have been different. But I just remember hearing that, just being like, yo, I can't even get past the beats. I can't even hear what nobody's rapping about.
Yeah.
Because like you said, there's no way on earth Tech, Still, Buckshot, you know, Sean P, Rock, OGC should be able to make anything rap. But they did.
They did. And you know,
niggas was rapping over bass guitars.
Like when you think about all those different albums that we all love and shit, and how they came out back to back to back, even when you heard Heads Ain't Ready, you were like, yo, this shit can't be trash. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. But it was, you know what I'm saying? And I never bought it. I did see an interview like recently with Ruck and Rock, probably like this was way back in the days. It might have been around that same time. And they were talking about production. And they were like, you know, there's a lot, like you were saying with Mike Geronimo, you know, like, yo, there's a lot of different sounds out there. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to just be labeled as, you know, the backpack rappers who only have one sound. And I think that played a role also with the beat miners because they felt like they were only making that sound. So they wanted to be successful like everybody else who were, you know, making different types of records or whatever. All right, I got two more and that's it. Inspector Deck. He was like my favorite out of the Wu for at least in the very beginning, and it took forever for his album to come out. And when it came out, I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, yo,
the fire got him, man. His album got burned up in that fire when RZA moved to Jersey. Do you remember when RZA moved to Jersey?
Yeah.
He moved to Jersey because of a fire, and that album was in that fire.
In the fire, damn.
I came out before that.
Yes, I caught RZA at the outlets at Great Adventure, and he.
I'm sorry. Hold on. You caught RZA at the outlets at Great Adventure?
He moved to Jersey. He moved to Jackson, New Jersey, right outside of. You remember when they was talking about that mansion?
Yeah, the Wu Man.
It was in Jackson. They lived like 20 minutes from Great Adventure. It's country out there. It's real country. It's really nothing out there. Mm-hmm. And they built the outlet out there. And me and the shorty I was dating at the time, we seen him out there. And we was just asking him questions. Like, he was cool as fuck. He was just like, yeah, I moved out here and I'm out here now. He had like a little Land Cruiser. He was cool as shit. But I read an article later that album got burned up in the fire, which is why we didn't get it till late 99, 2000, whenever we got it. That's why we didn't get it till then. That album was ready to go, you know, and it got caught in that fire. Because think about it. Why would he move to fucking Jackson, New Jersey? He had no reason to move to fucking Jackson, New Jersey.
Here's the wild part. Even if you were in a fucking fire, why are you moving to Jackson, New Jersey? Like
my point exactly. Ain't shit out there. Ain't nothing out there but Great Adventure.
Right.
Basically.
Well, you know what? Let me, on that note of a fire, let me say I know Tip townhouse burnt up in Jersey.
Fuck me up, man. Fuck me up.
Maybe we lost some of those beats that would have made the album that, you know, what became Beats from to Life. I remember the Tip fire too. So, and I know he lost a lot of, you know, music in the fire. So, you know, let me say that. So, all right, that was it for you, Vega. You had another one.
There was only one more. The Source Money album. Source Money was between the mixtapes the mixtapes on like the Clue tapes and the features
and
all the other shit he was doing, like the anticipation was there like a motherfucker. And it was like once I got the album, it was hard to say it was whack because you know he's nice. It's like with Big L, he's dope, but it just didn't meet the expectations. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like it was a notch below what he's been doing with everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Vegas. Do you think that album was dated? What was released? Do you think that the material was dated, or what do you think that was wrong with that album? I liked the album, but I agree with you. It didn't meet my. I liked it, but I was left still hungry.
Yeah, it felt. You know what? It felt like something like with the Inspector Deck. It felt like something that was supposed to happen at a certain point.
Yeah, it
didn't for whatever reason, and they didn't really record anything, you know, new or whatever. They just kind of put it out off the strength, and only like, you know, I think like Against the Grain was the shit that was getting airplay, but after that, it wasn't much else.
That was sold the whole soundtrack.
Yes, sir.
Sold the whole, yeah. And he didn't say about Rockefeller. He like tried to go off on his own. It was more like priority or something.
He was. He did not star with Rockefeller, which baffled the fuck out of me.
Now I'll tell you this. I got a Source Money story. I've told it before, but Beg, I don't know who's here. So, Beg, I don't know. Did you know Roots, who went to Morgan?
I met him before, like doing Strictly Hip Hop.
Alright. So Roots is my old head. He put me on in Strictly Hip Hop. One of the first producers I knew. Roots used to work for Dennis Scott, used to play for the Magic, used to manage Shaq, DJ Clark Kent, this group from the Bronx, the Legion, who was down with Drez.
What? Jingle Jangle? Get the fuck out of here.
Manage all that. And Roots made beats. So Roots comes to the radio station one day and says, "Yo, Kill, everybody listen to this beat. We got it from Primo, this for Source. We listen to the beat. None of us are feeling it." We like, nope, send that shit back. Roots is like, "Yo, how the fuck I'm gonna go back to Premiere and tell them I don't like a beat?" Like, "Yo, you don't do that." I was like, "Well, that shit whack." Premiere comes back with the beat for Against the Grain. I'm like, "Now that shit is dope." We was like, "That's what we talking about." Against the Grain comes out. The beat that we didn't like was the Rep Grows Bigger, because it ended up on Gangstar's album later. And I remember hearing, I was like, "That's that shit that was whack." And it makes me wonder when people be like, Primo makes every beat specifically for you, because I'm like, yeah, maybe not, because that joint definitely was made for Source Money and ended up with
Guru.
The other thing is Roots was trying to get down with Rockefeller. So he did a joint. I didn't like it. It was one of the joints he did with Memphis Bleak. "Do My Ladies Run This" joint. It was Memphis.
Oh, he did that?
I mean, Roots did that joint. But all that to say is I went to Roots' crib in Queens probably like back in 97. Yo, he did an album with Source Money, fucking bananas. Stupid. Dumb. The beats were incredible. He went in. I mean, the beats were incredible. There's an album out there that, and I'll get at Roots tonight, like, "Yo, bro, man, it's been over 30 years. Like, you might as well let that shit ride."
Yeah, let us have that.
I was
Link.
That shit ain't out yet. I mean, bangers. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, we'd be talking about Source Money in a whole nother light. I feel like if this album came out, I don't know why it got shelved. I don't know if, you know how it is. Maybe he did it with Rockefeller money and then he left Rockefeller and they kept it, or I don't know what it was. But trust and believe, there are a lot of hip hop albums that are out there that got made that are incredible that we will just never, never hear. We will never hear it. But yeah, so that Source came with it, and Roots came with the beats. The beats was stupid. So that's that. Anybody else got any joints that you wanted to get made and actually did get made?
Yeah.
Nah? JR? What you got, JR?
I got, he said D'Angelo, that one. I was happy when Eric Roberson and Fonte got together.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah, when Stokely finally gave us his solo album, finally. So I was like, yo, that was dope. And I was actually happy when Tweet gave us one after 2005, and she gave us Charlene. I was happy with it. So those are the four that I'm happy with. So
There was one man that I wanted to add killed the Chris Dave, his Drumheads mixtape. Not the newest single that he got out, but the mixtape. I thought that was pretty dope. I'm a big fan of Chris Dave. I salute him.
All right. And you know one I always wanted? I always wanted to follow up to that Chris John album. Them two light-skinned
This is my life goes by.
Oh, that was dope, man.
Yo, he killed the joint Just Blaze gave him though.
Yeah.
He killed that.
Yeah.
I wanted a Rel album. Rel was my nigga.
Yeah. Rel, man, look, I still be pulling Rel out my ass when I'm doing parties in like the middle when it's chill mode. Rel still kills, man.
Love for free. Bang.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what?
Classic New York shit.
I think Rel, I don't know if he put an album out under that name or if he was in a group. But one time I was in a gym and there was a video playing. And you know, I recognized him, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's Rel." But it was a new out. Well, new because it wasn't in like something 2017 or 16. But you might want to look around because I think he did do shit. He just wasn't on like a major label where it got any kind of push.
All right, I'm typing that shit now.
And the two other joints. Jonte Austin. He's a singer.
Yes. Down with the little nigga.
He down with Adonis.
Jermaine Dupri, the little nigga.
Dupri, yeah.
I was getting ready to say they got a group called the Little Niggas.
But
nah, man, I fuck with Jermaine Dupri.
Austin, he had a joint, and they released it. It kind of got shelved, but it's out there. It's called Ocean Drive. He had a joint with Mary called Hood Love that I think she ended up doing over with Trey Songz.
And I like the with John better than Trey.
Yeah,
but that's the life of a songwriter. Your shit gonna get took.
That's true. Very true.
But Beyonce joint, and I know nobody liked it. I'm the only one. I don't mind being the only one. And this is actually 2 albums. I don't mind being the only one. I'm the only nigga who liked Compton. I stand by that shit.
The album?
You're not the only one that liked
Compton, the album?
Dr. Dre's album?
Yeah, Dr. Dre.
No, that shit was right. You good. We cool. We good. That was a tight album. Nah, I fuck with you, Kill. You good. You ain't on my shit list today, Kill. You good?
No. Well, I think what Nick is trying to say is I gave it 5 mics. I still say
all righty then.
Look at everybody like,
whoa. Hold on there.
Easy, yo.
You don't know. I like it, but yeah, you the only one on that level.
I love that album, baby.
5 mics, Kill?
Huh?
5 mics?
5. Yo, let me explain this to y'all.
No. Different show.
No. This is gonna take 2 minutes. Prayerfully, we'll get this.
Okay, I got enough in my cup.
This goes into my next album. The last Jodeci album. I like that album. Now here's the thing. We waited such a long time. Now here's the thing with Jodeci. We've all seen the 5 Heartbeats. If the 5 Heartbeats get back together at that barbecue at the end, are y'all really expecting a fiending? I think that's what some people.
True. You're right.
If you expecting fiending, you smoke crack just like them niggas.
They gonna do.
Data runners.
Yeah, but I think it's about expectations. My expectation was like, yo, if these dudes can carry a note with some dope beats, I'm good. Now, if your expectation was come and talk to me forever, my lady, then yeah, you gonna be disappointed. These niggas done been through hell and back. You know what I mean? And with Dre, I'm like, again, all the beats on the album are solid. The rhymes are dope. Anderson .Paak is on there. The only song I don't like on it, Game killed that joint. That diary joint that is the album is crazy. Like, I mean, I still listen to the joint, and I know I'm the only person who probably still does, but I still listen to that. I think the beat's still.
Okay. I'm gonna listen to it on my way back to Houston this weekend. I'm going to Houston this weekend, so I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, you're not the only one still listening to it. It's just not no 5 mics.
I mean, okay, cool. It's not. I'm gonna stay on that because
my problem with the album was each album Dre had, you had like just raw lyrics. It's like when the Chronic came, you had Snoop, the standout star, Corrupt, and Ray,
Jazz, motherfucking Ray, RBX.
Eminem was a star, it's Corrupt, and all of them cats came through. This album, where was the new talent?
Pop.
Yeah, Pop. Pop.
Yeah,
Pop.
was doing
Yeah.
his own thing.
No,
Don't forget about don't forget about King Mez. Do not forget about King Mez.
Nobody had heard of Anderson .Paak before this album. I know he had stuff out.
Correct.
Nobody had heard of Anderson .Paak. What I mean by nobody is I'm not saying people.
Right.
I'm talking about the masses had never heard of Anderson .Paak.
Right.
Now I'm with you, Nick. We were used to being introduced to the next new lyricist, but Pac, I mean, from the second I heard dude, I was like, yo, dude is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then what he came with, so I think it's just, I mean, too, I've heard so many rumors. My man is cool with Jake One. He was telling me like, yo, the hard part with Dre is like, you're trying to always make something that's relevant. I think it's kind of like with, if anybody has seen an article with 3,000 in Complex about being motivated, and I think that's why I love Compton, because I feel Dre's passion in making that album from, like he said, being on the set, doing Straight Outta Compton. It's like, yo, now I'm ready to go make some music.
Yep.
And again, for me being 5 mics, it's just, I like every song on the album.
That sounds great.
Okay.
It's,
Like the Sonics.
It was a dope album, though.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
yeah, but I mean, I get it. For somebody else, they may have not liked, but I'm literally every song on that album except the one with Eminem, I love. The joint with Pac Primo did is crazy.
Yeah.
The joint.
Yeah, well.
I mean, if we really look at the track list, and for me at least, every joint on there except for the Eminem joint, I'm more than satisfied with. And again, what did we expect from Dre being gone 15 years?
Okay.
That's the thing. Is if people were expecting the Chronic, like we got 91, then of course you was gonna be disappointed.
Of course.
Not too many new MCs that have come out in the past 10 years are we really like, oh shit. And the one who is Kendrick, who was on the album.
True.
They co-signed. So, it's not like we got an influx of all these dope MCs no more. So, I mean, so that's just my thing. Those are the last two. I was good with Jodeci. I was good with Compton. So that's it. Right. Give them all your information.
Hold on. I got albums of the year.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
What you got?
Albums of the year. Raekwon, The Wild. Make sure you check the Marvin joint. That shit is a classic. Gold Link, At What Cost? Banging ass album. OC, Same Moon, Same Sun. Make sure you go back. Check the motherfucking shit that kill.
What you talking about? Yeah. That's the next show, man.
Nigga, you said it was the same shit. What the fuck?
I said next Thursday, man.
Oh,
I was about to say. I was like,
you need to check. You need to check how you type, my nigga. All right, check it out, yo. Look. So check it out.
Next week's show. I'm like, yeah, man.
Oh yeah, he said next Thursday for me.
Man, look, kill typing with 2 fat fucking fingers. that's my big brother. I still love him. So check it out, man. Hey, you can get at me Twitter at DJRec1. Instagram is Worldwide Rec1. Either way, hit me up.
All right, JR, what you got, bro?
Oh, Music Soul Nick on Twitter, Instagram, Junior's World of Soul. Check me out.
I gotta check out this video on Brandy. I rock with Brandy. A lot of people don't rock with Brandy.
No, I fuck with Brandy. She's dope. Yeah, she's dope. She's dope.
She just whack shit, but she's dope.
What you saying?
I said
she did whack shit, but
yeah,
dope.
She's dope.
She's nuts. Something is wrong with her. She needs to take a pill. Seriously, something wrong with her.
She need a husband.
Damn braids on her hair. That's the problem.
She need a husband. That's all she needs.
She can't keep a man.
I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm married. I have nothing to do with that.
You whack, you just whack. Ain't nothing you can do. And I think Brandy has tried it all. She's just whack. She did an album damn near with Timbaland. It was not.
And Ye.
Yeah.
And we talking Ye from 12 years ago. So
yeah.
It is.
State registration.
Nick, what's all your information, bro?
Twitter, only one way to win, 79.
All right, no doubt. And Veg, what's all your stuff, good brother?
You can follow me on social media at Vegas World INC, and you can check out my podcast, Hip Hop Now Podcast, on SoundCloud.com/Hip Hop Now Podcast.
Yo, you can tell Vegas does radio because that nigga says it.
Yes, yo, I would do
the radio shit. He says the same shit.
Like that's a drop.
That's a drop.
Yo.
You can follow me. You can follow me
Look,
He got all the social media links.
That's my guy, man. I fuck with
Like,
that.
it's like the Venus flytrap of DJs right now. You got it.
in the art of knowing the audience and how to capture
Yep.
their attention. So all that joking shit is like, if you enjoy my jokes, nigga, let's get serious. This is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk. We're spoken like a true G.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Y'all already know this with me. Kill 889 on Twitter. We'll make beef food. I'll check y'all next week, y'all.
Peace.